Ni kwanza na Erot.
Kuna Solomon Bushendi.
Erot alikuwa namba 2 juzi 10K Kericho.
Mita 1500.
Kuna wacha ni mwandaa kuja jaribu.
Edith Masai 5000 meters and cross country.
Win 8K. Charles.
Kuna kazi pale.
Kuna kazi pale. Ni mkimbiaji wa
Maliza.
So najaribu kuandaa for World Cross.
Saloma Bai.
No, niliangalia
Valentine Mateiko 5000 meters.
Niliangalia so many aspects.
Malizia hao senior men.
Muengage kwenda kwa.
Kuna kazi pale. Amekubali kushindwa.
Na nikajaribu kutest F5. Mwili yake ikarespond.
Haya, kuna kazi pia pale. Imeonekana kwamba huyu amekubali ya mshindi. Baada ya hapa tuko na mixed relay ambayo ni kilele
kama hizo mabarias
wala ambao wanafika kwa sasa.
Kuna challenge ya kuruka hizo.
Namalizia na mixed relay, universal relay,
the technicalities
hiyo ambayo inajumuisha kina dada.
Tuanze na has been a question yenye tumejiuliza what as coaches, what is the main reason, but I think we have experts like Mr. Tiren.
Mixed relay participants
Answer that area very well.
Mnahitajika pale kwa call room saa hizi.
Only focus on track and the junior.
Let me start by saying there's no specific athlete that say his event is steeplechase. When they start in primary schools, quite often there are no steeplechase in our primary schools. And if they are steeplechase, they only find it either in the zonal level or in the sub-county level or in the county level. But in some counties, they even don't have even at the county level. They only find it even perhaps in the regional level or the previously we used to go to the provincial level. So in this case, one gets himself. Perhaps he has no chance. Maybe in 1500 or another, he just lands in an open in this very technical event that requires also a technical coach who will be doing that, so that and introducing this person to develop that courage. You know, this is an event that you have to have courage. It's not like the 5,000 or the 10,000 just run. This is where you know there is also risk. You can also hit the barrier. You can also land in the water. People can also step on you. So this is an event that actually is technical and requires a person who will, of course, have gone through, who has that courage of attacking the barrier and also landing in a good way. And as you have mentioned, you've just said, why is it that quite a number of athletes who have actually been competing in the steeplechase, they have not gone past that? For sure, yes, you could be right. You could be right in that case, but we have some very few examples. If I may give you an example of the late Ben Kipchoge Keino, they did pass that. Moses Kiptanui did it past that. But if I can give you a number of them, and let me give a bit of number of them, starting with let's say Matelong Richard, Bernard Barmasai, Matthews Berir, Ezekiel Kemboy, those actually who have actually been the limelight. Actually, you cannot get them that they have been doing very well in 5,000 or in the 10,000. But a few of them have actually tried. They have not really succeeded. But as I mentioned, this is an event, not that you are just saying I'm a 5,000 meters runner or a 10,000 meters runner that you progress. You know, this one you don't have a progression. When we used to have the youth championship, where we would have the 2,000 meters steeplechase, you go now to 3,000 meters steeplechase. But you don't have another event called 5,000 meters steeplechase. And like when you are running 1,500 meters, when the age catches you move to a bit of a slower race. As the race goes, you continue progressing to a slower race as you go up to marathon. I can give a very good example. Ezekiel tried the marathon but never succeeded. Jairus Birej never also succeeded. Patrick Sang also tried a bit of a marathon, but you don't go, they have never actually gone beyond there. But perhaps a person like Ibrahim Hussein must have started from 800 even the steeplechase and did very well in the marathon. So I've just given you very good examples of Kipchoge Keino, Ben Chipchumba, and Moses Kiptanui. Kipchoge did so well in the 1,500 meters up to 10,000. He never went to marathon. Ben Chipchumba also did very well in the steeplechase, 1,500, and of course the 5,000. And perhaps he never went to marathon. Moses Kiptanui did very well in the steeplechase, broke a world record in the 5,000 meters. But he never actually, he just those one, it was actually by then in the Golden League or the Grand Prix by that time. But he never competed in, let's say, he never competed in the, let's say, in the Olympics or the World Championship or in the Commonwealth in that very event. So, and I think you are actually correct. But okay, that one is that one also gives me to think actually what is the cause? Why is it that we have these guys who have been doing very well? Like for example, Matthews Berir, Bernard Barmasai, Moses Kiptanui dominated the steeplechase for a very long time. Like Kiptanui did about 8 years, and of course you could see now those who are doing the steeplechase either doing the 3,000 meters flat or doing the 1,500 meters, but hardly seeing them running the 5,000. So I think that is food for that is a thought for another day. But let me hope. As I mentioned, this is a race that people are just getting it. This is actually rare races, and also many people fear it. As I said, you should also develop the courage so that you can, you know how to run that race. I want to say one thing. This is an event where there is that jumping, there is that landing. That definitely, if you can see many of these athletes, many of them are actually prone to injuries. Many of them are prone to injuries. And remember, perhaps the kind of training they're having, the training may be one of the causes that makes them not even exceed to the next level. Number two, the specific exercises some of us are giving, some of we coaches we are giving may not be the correct, may not be the correct techniques, may not be the correct exercises meant for the steeplechase competitor.
When you are running steeplechase, it is a technical event. It's not just like running. You have to run over barriers, you have water jumps, and with that one, it has an impact when you are landing. When you are landing, you are feeling each time you are competing after the race, you are feeling an heel. So there is that problem when each time you are competing in steeplechase. The problem is that when you are used to running without barriers, and then you have now barriers. You have barriers to start with. You have run a well competition in steeplechase. When you go back to either trying to switch to another different event, it becomes a dramatic event. You have to compete when you are not used to. You have been used to steeplechase, and now you are running in a straight event. There is that impact of, I said earlier about the impact of striking the ground when you are jumping over or running over the event, the adults, and it affects the performance of the future, maybe trying to go to another different event. When you are doing an adult event, it is something you have to use a lot of muscles. A lot of muscles have to be effective. And when you are running in a straight event, there is no where you are competing in an adult. And the impact that caused by what do you call the barriers? The barriers, that is the effect that has to run when you are running that event. So I can say that it is not a smooth event. It is something that you have been exhausted, and it is still difficult. The time you are finishing a steeplechase, or maybe when you are retiring from steeplechase, already your body is exhausted. Also, age factor. By the time somebody is retiring from an event, the age has already catch up with him. It becomes so hard to maybe
natumai kwamba tumefika tamati ya mashindano yetu makala ya pili.